Welcome back, and this is video number 3. So this is when we start getting into the more complex nuances of your page. The first thing that you're going to be looking at is your preferred page audience. It's important to set this because it's going to target your page to people that are going to be more inclined to like it and interact with it. So it would be really simple, right, if you're just able to include anybody and everybody, which is fine, but it's not going to help your page's visibility, okay? So what we're going to do, obviously, is target people 21 and older, because this is a wine site. 21 is legal drinking age in most places, so that's what we're going to go with. Now, next thing we're going to do is search languages and interests, but to search interests is not quite enough, so this is where research comes in. So we're going to look at wine, beer, alcoholic beverages, winery, vineyard, wine tasting, wine making, wine and food matching, sparkling wine, harvest wine, aroma, sweetness. You can literally go for days with these different things, and that's fine, but we're also going to get a heck of a lot more specific, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. So now that we've kind of gotten through all of these suggestions from Facebook as far as wine is concerned, now we're going to move on to getting a lot more targeted with this page. And I'm going to show you how we do that. So now that we have our basic interest done, we're just going to hit the save button. And then we're going to do a little bit more research, because research is what's going to separate our page from everybody else's page out there. So what do we do? Well, first we want to look at wine. Okay, so I Love Wine is a community. They have a heck of a lot of likes. So that's probably a good thing for us to take a look at. Coffee and soul wine, right? A glass of wine. This is going to help us both develop a posting strategy, but it's also going to kind of let us get inside the heads of our potential customers by seeing, where are they members? What is it they're doing? What is it they're sharing? What do they find interesting about wine? What are they passionate about? So now that we know who the major players are in this space, what we're going to do is see these pages right here, okay? We're going to take some of the highest performing pages. And then what we're going to do is, I like to make my life easy, so I'll show you how I do this. I'm just going to screen snap this with some of the top pages, and I'm going to save this for later. So the next thing we're going to do is check out our audience insights, and we're going to start doing a little bit more research for our page. So now we're going to go into audience insights, and we're going to look at everyone on Facebook. We're going to look at men and women, and we're going to get some data on what they like, right? So for this, we're just going to put in wine. And what this is going to tell us is, who's our audience? So according to this, 78% women, 22% men. So we know that we're going to target our posts and our strategy a little bit more towards women than the guys. Sorry, guys. Not that we don't love you. It's just we got to do what we got to do. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to see what pages people like who also like wine. Now, this is where things get interesting. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to target our page based on these people's interests. Now, some of these things have absolutely nothing to do with wine. That's okay, because people who like wine also like these pages, and vice versa. People who like wine don't only like wine, they like other things too. So this is where we're going to go back into our page and start adding some interests. So we already have these interests, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, people who like tasty. There you go. Now we're going to say people who like Amazon and Target. So we're going to say Amazon.com, Target, Walmart, Starbucks, Ellen DeGeneres, Tip Hero, Macy's, Food Network, and then Food Network. We're going to go back over here, and then number 10 for them was Facebook. Good stuff, right? So here's this. We can even go a little bit further. We can target people who like all of these things as well. So we can go as many pages deep as you can possibly want to go. Now, I'm not going to waste all your time going through each and every one of these, but this is where we're going to start with this. So we've already started to really get our interest narrowed down. Now we're going to go back to this, because remember how we saved this a little while ago? So we're going to put in, because once somebody has over a certain amount of likes, they can actually become an interest. So we're going to say, I love wine. And we're going to put that over here. And see if that comes up. For whatever reason, it's not coming up. So we're going to see if there's something else over here that does. So we're going to say a glass of wine. Ah, look at what comes up there. So we have some additional interests that we can target based on other pages that people like that are somewhat similar to ours. Another good one, Mommy drinks wine and swears. Well, if that doesn't come up, I'm going to see what comes up under Mommy. Well, scary Mommy. And remember, we know that we need to target to women because that's what's being successful right now. So we're going to kind of take it under the more sarcastic sides as far as that goes. So we went back over here and we added Mommy needs vodka to interests just to see what that would do to our demographics. And it doesn't change them a heck of a lot, but it does tell us a little bit more about who our preferred customer is. So we're going to go back in, we're going to look at page likes. We're going to see if this changed a heck of a lot. And what's interesting is it really didn't. It's pretty much exactly the same for the first 20 pages all the way down the line. So between wine and this. So what this tells me is our research portion for this is pretty much done. We can always come back in and drill down a little bit deeper and go a little bit further with this, and that's fine. But we also want to look and see, okay, are these people liking things? Are they engaging? Is this audience regularly interacting with pages? Because if it's not, we're targeting the wrong audience. It looks like this is pretty healthy. What's not quite as healthy is post shared. So I wonder how we could get that up. Well, let's remove this and see what happens to our demographics. Not a whole lot, right? So let's start really drilling down and saying, okay, this is the average, right? If this is the average selected audience, people on Facebook, the average person shares about 2 posts every once in a while. And this is really only going over these people in the US. But they are clicking ads. So that's something else that's important for us to know. We know that we can market to these folks, and we know that we can take out ads and have them be very successful just with this data alone. Look at how much that changes. 51 ads clicked. So we know that we're hitting the right audience. We know that these people are engaging. We know that they're leaving comments. And that is a fantastic place to start for this page. So now that we've knocked that out and really organically targeted our page to the people and things that are going to be most inclined to interact and like it, we're going to move on to the next thing. Remember, this is always something that is changeable and should be changed and looked at based on your analytics weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending on how successful you want your page to be. This is going to be kind of a Facebook fast track series, so if you really want your page to be successful, this is a week by week thing, and you got to look at it week by week.